that he's called upon, and 8 of his 10 throws, or 8 of his 18 throws, have been under 10 yards long. So he has taken what the defense has given him, and he's executing David Shula's offense as well as they have all year.
And as a result, the Cowboys are up 21-14. Remember back in the first quarter when their average yard per play was 1.1. Now they've increased that at 221 yards. This is a team that has averaged 237 per game, and they've got 221 at halftime and a 7-point lead for Jim Everett. Pretty decent second quarter, but then things have not gone well for his defensive teammates.
Yeah, and the Rams are in a very similar and familiar situation as they have been in almost too much this year, that of having to come from behind. It's going to be a shootout in this second half, and fortunately for the Rams, they have the personnel to win any shootout.
Remember yesterday when you and I were chatting with Jimmy Johnson while the Cowboys had a walkthrough here, you mentioned to him you thought it was going to be a 40-40 game, and he looked at you in shock.
Well, what I remembered was last year's game between these two ball clubs when the Cowboys led the Rams 31-21 late in the fourth quarter. And it ended up 35-31, but the Cowboys are better personnel-wise this year, so I expect it to be that type of game, and we're halfway there.
The clock is not operating. It operated perfectly during halftime. So the band got on and off on time. Robert Del Pino takes the second half kickoff, and he's spilled at the 24-yard line. So Jim Everett gets set to come on, having hit 10 of 17 for 99 yards, a 19-yard return on the Del Pino kickoff. And the Rams take over at their own 24-yard line.
And Everett may be in a slump, and the only way that, he'll deny it, and Robinson will deny it, but in the last 3.5 games, only 1 touchdown pass for Jim Everett and 6 interceptions. He hasn't thrown any of either so far today.
First and 10. 21-14. Damone Johnson starts in motion. Harry starts left, cuts back, and nudges it out to the 27-yard line where Daniel Stubbs makes the tackle. Gary now with 51 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Everett did have a 79-yard pass for a touchdown to Flipper Anderson called back because of a penalty. The Rams overcame that negation and got the touchdown, a 98-yard drive for their second touchdown of the game. And again, the clock not operating, so we'll try and keep you honest with the time as often as we can. Gary starts to the right side, big hole. Now the race is on with James Washington. And Washington and Holt catch up and haul Gary down. But not until he gets to the 24-yard line.
And no penalty flags on this play, so this one's going to stand. This is Gary's longest run of the year. And he's just coming off the right side. Newberry with the pull right there gets the block on the linebacker Lockhart. And surprise, Gary is into the secondary. Washington has more speed than Gary has, and Holt jumps on for the ride as well. This is the Rams' best running play in about 2 or 3 months. Simple play right up the middle, the key block by Tom Newberry. Gary protects the ball and makes it as difficult as possible for 2 Cowboys to bring him down.
And Holt is hurt. He is on the sidelines. Isaac Holt, who helped James Washington make that tackle. Cleveland Gary more than doubled his previous long run of the season. It had been 23 yards. He picked up 48 on that tote.
And those 2 touchdowns now give him 9 on the year. And the only other guy that had scored a touchdown for the Rams rushing was Kurt Warner. And that was in the very first game of the year against Green Bay. So you know who's going to get the ball when the Rams get close. Cleveland Gary. Take a look at how Isaac Holt was hurt on this play. He's going to jump on Gary's back and try and strip the ball with his right hand. Doesn't get that accomplished, and now he gets the whole pile right on top of him as he hits the ground and knocks the wind out of himself. We hope that's all it is.
Isaac Holt is still down, just
Yeah, he reached for his back there at the end of that. But the Cowboys cannot afford to lose this man. He is having an outstanding year and very reminiscent of the player that he replaced, number 24 for the Cowboys, Everson Walls, who's not having a bad season himself up in New York.
Everson Walls has gone to the Cowboys, or the Giants, where he has 5 interceptions for the season. Time has been called while they tend to Isaac Holt. We'll be right back. Making the long trek from one side of the field to the other with assistance, and we'll get a report from the team bench in just a moment. There is Bill Reynolds, the line judge. He is responsible for keeping the time. And we are told now that the clock, well, a moment ago during the timeout, it had the correct time at 13 minutes and 47 seconds. And of course, having said that, it immediately goes to 0-0. So let's trust Bill Reynolds to keep the time on the field.
Yeah, don't get hurt, Bill. We'd be lost without you.
After the 48-yard run, Gaston Green gets tripped up. Well, there's a difference in philosophy. After Cleveland Gary made that 48-yard run, they took him out, let him rest to play, put Green in. Recall that earlier the Cowboys had a 57-yard pass to Emmitt Smith and then handed him the ball on the next play where he was stopped for no gain.
Well, and a lot of that is personnel. The Rams can go to Gaston Green, whereas the Cowboys would have to go to James Dixon, and he's a converted wide receiver. So the personnel favors the Rams, and in fact, Cleveland Gary's back in the lineup now.
Second down. Everett back. Right side for Aaron Cox. Bobbled and dropped. Oh, he had it. And that has been a problem for the Ram receivers in recent weeks.
You know, when you throw a strike, you expect the umpire to call strike, and this one, it's almost as if you throw a strike and the guy hits it out of the park. Everett throws a perfect pass, and Aaron Cox just no excuse for that one. He wasn't even close to the sidelines or a defender, just flat out dropped it.
And that leaves the Rams facing a 3rd and 10. Holohan and Cox go wide to the left side. Clifford Anderson and Derek Faison come wide right. And the drop play. Buford McGee to the 10. What a dandy call.
Yeah, the Rams really spread out the entire Cowboys secondary, and watch as they hand the draw to McGee. Good block there by number 67, Duval Love, and James Washington makes an outstanding tackle. Middle of the field, McGee put every move he had on him, and Washington stayed with him and brought him down at the 10-yard line. There's the trap block, Newberry and Duval Love, and McGee is one step away from getting in the end zone.
Cox wide left, the pitch out. Cleveland Gary comes right, cut down for a loss of a half a yard. So the Rams trying to tie it up on the opening series of quarter number 3. And they have used a 48-yard run by Cleveland Gary to get this deep in Cowboy territory. 100-yard day for Cleveland Gary on 15 carries. Second down from the 11.
We're told that Henry Ellard will not play the rest of this game because he has aggravated a sore left hamstring. He was doubtful coming into the game, was pronounced fit enough, but that hamstring's giving him problems.
Del Pino out of the backfield. Everett. Flag in the end zone. Manny Hendricks over the back of Pete Holohan. It'll be 1st and goal.
Well, the Cowboys are in real trouble with Isaac Holt out of the game. They got to spread this.
Interference, 45 defense, 1st down.
The soon becoming beleaguered secondary thin. Number 45 is Hendricks working against 81 Holohan to the left side here. Everett does a nice job of letting the ball go and throwing it in the only place that Holohan could have made the grab.
Number 67 reports to an eligible position.
That is Duval Love, and we saw them in practice yesterday throw a touchdown or throw a pass to Duval Love. He is eligible. He winds up on the left side.
Yeah, but he's not going to get this one. This is Gary right up the middle.
You called it. They should have thrown it to him.
That's one of those desperation things. The Rams aren't quite desperate yet.
Duval Love hopes they are.
No offense, Duval, but you can put those big gloves on for blocking.
He was really funny yesterday when he caught the pass. He's got the spike move down.
He really does, and his players, his teammates on that offensive line, they were practicing how they're going to congratulate him as well.
Second down and goal.
See, he's got those gloves on. There's no way. Yesterday he didn't have those gloves on.
That's right. Gary, touchdown Rams. Number 3 for the afternoon for Cleveland Gary.
And that is John Robinson style football. Sam the Bam Cunningham, Marcus Allen, Greg Bell, you name them, they all know how to do this. Up and over and in. Half a yard away, pretty easy to call this play. That's the old blast play, and Gary blasts his way in for 6.
Mike Lansford will attempt the extra
Mike
point.
Lansford to try and tie it up.
And did you see the first guy to congratulate him was Duval Love?
That's right. Holohan will hold. Mike McDonald will snap it back. Los Angeles Rams use a 48-yard run by that man to set up a 1-yard run by that man. Dixie, Derek Shepard. It's Shepard at the 15-yard line. Lot of room. Flag is down. They may bring this back. Shepard out to the 48-yard line, but check the infraction. Anthony Newman made the tackle. And wipe out the fine return.
This is a real shame because this...
Number 99 on the receivers, holding on a run back. 10 yards.
That penalty by David Howard happened way far away from where the hole was. Unnecessary hold.
Good crowd at Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim, California. Vern Lundquist and Dan Fouts, and a good game as well. The Cowboys and the Rams 21-all. Dallas fell behind 7-0. Came back to tie it, then the Rams went on top. Dallas with 2 more touchdowns in the second quarter had a 21-14 lead at the half, and the Rams just came back to tie. Now Troy Aikman, who has thrown for 3 touchdowns, goes back on first down. Left side, Kelvin Martin as Jerry Gray slipped trying to cover him, and that's a gain out to the 39-yard line.
And Jerry Gray is going to be playing the right side here. He's normally a left cornerback, and he's not healthy. You see that he slips down there. He's working on a bad knee. And an easy reception and a nice way to start your first play and your first possession in the second half.
Second catch for Kelvin Martin in the game. He comes wide to the left. Michael Irvin goes wide right. After the gain of 15, it's first down at the 39. Short drop by Aikman. Flips it out to Emmitt Smith. Weaves out of a tackle and finds more yardage, and a flag is down. We might have a face mask. As Smith picks up a first down at the 47-yard line. It was Mike Peel who came back to make the stop.
5-yard face mask foul. Number 25 defense. Enforced from the end of the play. 5 yards.
Well, plays like this are why Emmitt Smith was picked number 1 by the Cowboys. He makes Gray miss and then Stams, and now the penalty is not on Jerry Gray, it's on Vince Newsom, who took a swipe at Smith with his left hand and just got a little piece of the face mask. There it is right there, and the tackle by Mike Peel, but Emmitt Smith broke 2 tackles there and picked up some nice yardage.
Backs are split behind Aikman. Gain of 13 on the last play. Aikman with a deep drop this time, deep right side. And it's up for grabs, incomplete. Underthrown, and Darrell Henley was back with excellent coverage on Michael Irvin.
Well, we talked about Jerry Gray moving over to the right side for Bobby Humphrey. Well, this is Darrell Henley, number 20, at the top of the screen, and he does an outstanding job of watching this ball and the receiver. But Aikman throws this ball short. You can see that Irvin was going to be behind the secondary here, but the ball comes up short. Both players have to stop, and it's a jump ball. And luckily for the Cowboys, Irvin strips the ball out of Henley's hands.
Yeah, Irvin turned defender on the play, and that brings up a 2nd and 10. Well play, Emmitt Smith breaks into the open and booms down inside the 35 to the 31-yard line. A 12-yard gain for Emmitt Smith.
Well, some real key blocks up in front here. Watch how Smith, very patient as he takes the draw play from Aikman. Fine lead block by Tommie Agee, number 34, and just a little gap there, and he scooted through and picks up a first down.
Emmitt Smith with 54 yards on 12 carries. Agee starts right, cuts back to the left, goes inside the 30, and down to the 28-yard line. Alvin Wright, number 99, with the tackle. 21-21 ball game.
And the reason that Bobby Humphrey is not in the game is not because of any injury. We're told that it was a coach's decision, and that is the unkindest cut of all.
That means that Bobby Humphrey was back there when Michael Irvin caught a 61-yard touchdown pass just before halftime.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good read on the situation, Vern.
With my astute knowledge and long observation process. Second down. They hand it off to Smith, who's in deep trouble.
Now, Kevin Green's going to get credit for the tackle, but all his teammates will know that number 51, Brett Fairnez, is the guy that makes this play. Watch how he'll step across and jam it up. And then Emmitt Smith makes a rookie mistake. Instead of taking his medicine and just going down here, he'll circle back and around. You can do this at the University of Florida, but you can't do that in the NFL. Kevin Green with a big loss.
Try it in the NFL, it'll cost you 15.
And you're going to get spanked when you get back to the sidelines. The coaches, oh, they hate that.
That was a loss of 15.
That negated the fine play he made the last 2 or 3 carries.
And it may negate a field goal at the very least. Here's Aikman across the middle. Awald diving catches down at the 36. But on fourth down, that would set up a 52, 53-yard field goal for Ken Willis, who will come on now.
And his longest this year is just 43 yards. So this is really testing his limits.
Ken Willis 0 for 3 from outside 50 yards this season.
Boy, Emmitt Smith has just got to be beside himself on the sidelines. What a terrible mistake to try to circle around and outrun NFL players, especially Pro Bowl players like Kevin Green.
53 yards. That's one short of the Cowboy club record of 54. Willis. Nope. No chance. So the rookie mistake by game. Every time he winds his arm like that, it means that he's got the official time correct. And we've got 6:17 to go in the third quarter. 21-21 ball game. The clock malfunctioning since midway through the second quarter. And off Cleveland Gary, Gene Lockhart up high, and Tony Tolbert down low to collaborate on the tackle. There's Tolbert.
If there's a knock against Cleveland Gary, it's that he's impatient. Watch how the backside lineman on this play, Tom Newberry and Irv Pankey, come around, and Gary does not give them time to set up his block. He sees the first crack and he takes it. Sometimes you got to be a little bit more patient as a running back. Let those big guys up front work for you.
Second down and 7. 21 all. Midway through the third quarter. They'll try Gary coming right again. This time he slips as he wants to make his cut.
It appears that he gets in too close behind his linemen, and when they have some problem in front of them, then he doesn't have time to adjust or see another hole. He is very powerful and runs well between the tackles, but as he develops and as he gets that coaching from this guy, John Robinson, he'll look at that. That's exactly what Robinson's talking about, is let those big guys get into their blocks, get back off them a little bit, read their blocks, and then go for it.
Rams are a very respectable 4 of 9 on third downs. They've got a third down right now. Cowboys are blitzing. Here comes Bill Bates, and the receiver is wide open. They went in front of Kenneth Gant, and Flipper Anderson turned him around. First down, Los Angeles, after a gain of 16 yards.
Yeah, Bill Bates is number 40, and he's right in the middle here. He comes on the blitz. That leaves single coverage on the outside here between Kenneth Gant and Flipper Anderson. There goes Bates. He gets picked up. Here's the single coverage. And again, the Cowboys secondary giving too much room for the Ram receivers.
First down at the 45. LA scored the last time it had the ball to open this third quarter to tie it up at 21 all. Everett will throw into the flat for Cleveland Gary, who's known as a good receiver, and that's a fine open field tackle by Ken Norton. Very sure-handed tackle by Norton at the 41. Passing yards for the Rams, only 119 today.
And you take away that long
79-yarder
that was called back because of offsides. But it appears to me that the Rams, they know that Holt is out of the ball game, and they seem like a team that's very confident throwing the ball now on both sides of the field.
Manny Hendricks is at the left cornerback spot and Gann at the right cornerback spot. Second down from the 41. Everett again with time behind Cleveland Gary, incomplete. It'll be third down.
And, you know, I don't think Cleveland Gary really minds that he didn't make that catch, because number 51, Ken Norton, was coming.
Knockout punch was forthcoming.
Yeah.
A la Pop.
You bet. Norton is really having a heck of a day. He's going over for a breather now, but he has made a bunch of tackles, and he was about ready to ring up number 43 on that one.
That brings up a third down and 6 from the 41. 21-21. The clock malfunctioning, so we've got somewhere around 5 minutes to go in the ball in the third quarter. Four-man rush again. Everett, and Anderson drops it in front of Robert Williams. Well, you had Cox earlier in the ball game, and now Flipper Anderson. That's a total of 4 drops by the Ram receivers today.
And it's about 10 times now that the Rams have gone down to the outside and thrown passes to their wide receivers. And here, Robert Williams is giving Anderson all kinds of room. And Anderson knows it. He knows he made a good cut there. He's looking to make the grab, turn back inside, and maybe get in the end zone. A little bit over anxious.
Keith English will punt on fourth down from the Cowboy 41. Fair catch. Taken at the 12. It's Kelvin Martin who makes the grab. That's a 29-yard punt for Keith English. The Cowboys hold the Rams. They get the ball back. 1:30 to go. Aikman back, steps up, fumbles. That'll go as a sack for Kevin Green at the 15-yard line. Number 7 for the season for Kevin Green.
Green's going to come from the left side of the screen here, or right side of the screen, excuse me, and the running back comes out here. Agee passes him up and lets Emmitt Smith have him for good reason, and neither of them can get the block on Green. Agee goes out in his pattern. Green gets one hand on the ball, and Aikman does a super job of finding it and getting on it and saving a disaster for the Cowboys.
Second and 18. A lot of time this time, but the ball behind Kelvin Martin. And that'll bring up third down. Right now, let's go back to Greg Gumbel and find out what's going on elsewhere in the NFL.
All right, Vernon, Mile High Stadium in Denver, the Bears intercepted John Elway and then turned it into a touchdown. Brad Muster, 10 yards with the extra point. It's 13-6 Bears in the fourth quarter. Let's go back to Vernon Dan in Anaheim.
Thank you, Greg. 21-21 here. The Cowboys with a third down and 18. Last inside 1 minute to go in the third quarter. 23 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. Third and 18, a 21-21 ball game. Rams with an umbrella defense. They rush 4. And that ball is incomplete. Tipped by Brett Fairnice. There, Bill Hawkins got it, number 70. Hawkins, who's had problems overcoming injuries, a one-time #1 draft choice of a year ago, and now Mike Saxon is on to punt.
Number 70 is Hawkins. He's on the left side here, and Aikman was just going to dump this ball over the line of scrimmage, and that gives Hawkins the ability to just stand straight up and get his right hand on the ball, keeping it from getting all the way to AWOL.
Darrell Henley is back to return the punt. He waits at the 44-yard line. Nice and high, but returnable. And Henley has it at the 40. 50. Flag is down, and Henley is down at the 41-yard line. Now, will it be against Los Angeles? Bill Bates with the tackle. And Bill Bates says against Los Angeles. Bill and his wife expecting another child in February, but he said yesterday this time it will not be triplets. They had 3.
Illegal block in the back. Number 22 on the return. 10 yards. First down.
Bill, who has had a terrific career with Dallas as a special teams standout and leads the team in special teams tackles this year.
And I was talking to Joe Avezzano, the special teams coach, yesterday, and he said that beginning of the year, Bates was the 47th man on the squad, and is he ever thankful they didn't cut Bill Bates?
Remember John Madden talking about Bill. They talk about 40 times. He said, all I know is on every kickoff, every time you look down, here's this slow guy, the first one down the field. They reverse it. Flipper Anderson. First down, LA at the 45-yard line, and another flag is dropped at the point of the tackle. Stop made by James Washington.
I think they're going to get Pete Holohan for illegal use of the hands. He was out in front of Anderson and trying to hold his block as long as possible.
Illegal block in the back. Number 81. 10 yards. First down.
This was a well set up play by the Rams. There's Holohan, 81, and he's going to block Ray Horton in the back. I'm not so sure about that call. Boy, oh boy, that is real borderline.
Well, that's the end of the third quarter with our score. Dallas 21, Los Angeles 21. Our coverage continues after this message.
In communications, they have the same philosophy about teamwork I did. Back when this was the helmet my team and I were wearing.
Beale Street and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Beale Street means a blues festival and spicy barbecue, Memphis style. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place. An Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Just doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah.
If I could afford a sports sedan, the road would belong to me. Bob, I'd have one of those multi-valve engines, independent suspension, and of course, a spoiler on the back. Yeah, if I could afford a sports sedan, life would be a cruise.
Oh, it's you, Bob.
Introducing the new Nissan Sentra SER, because rich guys shouldn't have all the fun.
The Marina Oswald interview, a world exclusive on hard copy.
After the penalty, first down and 7 for Los Angeles as we begin quarter number 4. Vern Lundquist and Dan Fouts. Jim Everett for the day now 12 of 22 for 119 yards. And on first down, he hands it off to Cleveland Gary, who's been working with us this afternoon. And Gary pounds right guard out near the 48-yard line. Dean Hamill, number 78, makes the tackle. Cowboy offense with 21 points in the first half, nothing in the third quarter. They got inside the 30-yard line, but had a loss of 15 yards by Emmitt Smith, cost them a potential field goal.
And you wonder when Everett is going to go after the secondary again. Isaac Holtz sprained his back and is doubtful if he'll return.
Williams is the corner on the near side. Hendricks will wind up as the corner on the far side. And they run it up the middle. Buford McGee to the 35-yard line. That fumble occurred after the whistle and after the tackle. So the Rams will retain possession.
Well, the Rams give the ball to the first man up the middle here. McGee is going to come straight up here. Watch the combination block by the center, Doug Smith, and Duval Love, the right guard. Love kicks out, then Newberry comes up on the middle linebacker, and McGee with good quickness gets into the secondary. But McGee is what I would call a perfect example of a role player. He knows his value to the LA Rams, and he is an excellent example of what it is to be a team player.
Everett back on first down, left side, and it's caught in front of Robert Williams. There's the picking on the cornerback.
Yeah, it's almost every pass play the Rams are going to throw. It's going to be this deep sideline route. We talked about the real strong arm of Everett, and this is what he loves to do, is just get back in the pocket and let this one rip. Close coverage by the pit bull there, Robert Williams, but not close enough.
Gain of 15, first down at the 21. Rams trailed by 7 at halftime, 21-14. They are 0-6 in games in which they trailed at halftime this year, trying to win in a come-from-behind mode. Flag is down. Robert Del Rio gets the carry. And Jimmy Jones may have jumped. Number 97, Jack Del Rio, made the tackle, but it's against the Cowboys.
Yeah, I've been in this situation.
Offside. 97 defense, 5 yards.
Where you have a running play called and you see the guy jump off sides. As a quarterback, you almost don't want to give it to the running back. You want to take it back and throw it somewhere.
The free play.
Absolutely. Here you got a free play, and the most you're ever going to get out of a running play most of the time.
Have you ever done that? Just pulled it back and said the heck with it?
Well, not that I would admit on television.
I see. Don Coryell might be on the phone saying, you did what?
He'd love it. He'd say, put it up every down.
1st and 5. Gary comes left and is tackled by Tony Talbert, number 92.
The Cowboy defense has been very good against the run in most cases today. They've had problem putting pressure on Everett and a lot of problems in the secondary.
Everett has been sacked 1 time today. He has not been intercepted, nor has he thrown a touchdown pass against this Dallas defense. 2nd down and 6. 21-21 ball game. Aaron Cox starts in motion to the right. Flag down. Maybe delay of game.
I think somebody flinched up in front there. One of the linemen.
False start.
Yep.
75 offense.
That's Herb Pankey, the left tackle. Herb, who earlier this week sponsored a fishing tournament here in the Southern California area.
Yeah, it was Irv Pankey's Fish and Tackle Child Abuse Tournament, and a very novel idea. A lot of times players will have golf tournaments, and if you get a hole-in-one, you win a car. Well, in this tournament, they had a fish that was tagged, a trout that was tagged, and if you would have caught this fish, you would have won a free pickup truck. A lot of Irv's teammates claim that Pankey fed the fish a bunch of sinkers before the tournament, so nobody caught him.
Everett back, dodges trouble, pulls it up, goes by Del Rio. And there's a man not known for running, and he picks up a first down in the scramble. Coming in, Jim Everett had carried 7 times for 5 yards. There is a flag down.
It's thrown in the secondary, and it's a defensive holding against the Cowboys, so they'll refuse this, and the Rams will have the ball inside the 10-yard line. But as you said, Vern, this is not what you call a Randall Cunningham clone.
Holding, number 56 defense.
But whatever it does here at the end, he realizes that Big Tony Tolbert's coming to get him, and he goes down and avoids having a nasty lick put on him.
And with that 1 carry, Jim Everett triples his rushing yardage for the year.
They ought to go renegotiate.
And that'll set up a 1st and goal for the Los Angeles Rams. Herb Pankey was having fun talking with us about that fishing tournament yesterday. He says, you know, you can't get insurance about catching a fish.
They can always figure out the odds on a hole-in-one, but the insurance companies have wanted nothing to do with somebody walking away with a free pickup truck.
Rams trying to go back on top. 1st and goal from the 3. Gary is popped. Gene Lockhart.
You know, you get a nickname like the hitting machine, and this is why. Gene Lockhart will meet Cleveland Gary right there, and Gary ain't going nowhere except down. Had a little help from his friends in there.
That's a loss of 2.
And Jimmy Jones and Lockhart combined, but boy, Gary just absolutely hit the wall.
Jimmy Jones, 97, is a childhood friend of Cleveland Gary's. Here comes Gary, and again, there's a fumble. I think Ken Norton got it. Cowboys recover.
Well, you wonder how much that hit the play before affected Gary. Ken Norton is all over this one, but this wasn't even half the hit or 1/10 of the hit that Gary sustained on the previous play. Going over the left side here on the toss play, and that ball just popped loose by Norton, and Norton will get the recovery.
That is only the 7th fumble lost by the Rams this year.
And watch number 51 here with the right hand will pop the ball loose right there. The ball will lay on the ground and it will roll right to Ken Norton.
Second fumble lost by the Rams in the last 5.5 games, and it comes inside the 5-yard line. 21-21. And again, we're in the 4th quarter. The clock not running. Emmitt Smith tries to get outside. He fumbles back. Nope. Down by contact. Head linesman makes the call. John Schleyer immediately signaled no fumble. The ball was down.
Now this is just too close for comfort, though, if you're a Cowboy fan. Here you get the ball on the 4-yard line, and Smith, he's covering it up, and the ground causes the fumble. Good call by the officials.
10-14 approximately left. 21-21 ball game. It's 2nd down and 10. Aikman from the end zone stands tough. Has Robert Awald with a 1st down to the 28-yard line.
Well, this is a big league play by Troy Aikman. If there is a nervous place on the field, it's when your quarterback is standing in the end zone. Right about 2 yards deep, Aikman ignores everything going on around him, finds Awald wide open in the middle of the field, and the Cowboys have breathing room all the way out to the 28-yard line.
That's a gain of 24 and a 1st down officially now at the 29-yard line. 21-21 ball game. And 9-10 remaining in the game. Clock being kept on the field. Aikman lobs it out. Emmitt Smith in the open. Goes left. Gets a great block from Kelvin Martin on Larry Kelm. How often do you see a wide receiver put a man, especially a linebacker, on the ground? It happened then.
Well, in the beginning of this, watch Emmitt Smith step out of the tackle of number 50, Frank Stamms, right there. Then he'll go by Jerry Gray right there. There's Newsome hitting the dirt, and now the block on the linebacker. And another big play for Emmitt Smith, catching a short pass from his quarterback and making a big gain.
Earlier in the 1st half, Emmitt Smith had a 57-yard reception. That one went for 44. 1st and 10, Dallas, in a 21-all game. Tommie Agee, the fullback, with a rare carry inside the 25. Well, the Rams were inside the 5 after the Everett scramble. And now Jimmy Johnson's team in a tie ball game with the 2nd down at the 24.
You know, again, personnel forces Jimmy Johnson to keep Emmitt Smith in the ball game. He was a lead blocker on that play and was too tired to get out in front of Tommie Agee. He's still sucking wind out there.
Sure is. Got his hands on his hips and he's breathing heavily. That's Emmitt Smith. 2nd and 7. And Smith gets the carry, runs into Kevin Green. Up on the top, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They need to get to the 17-yard line.
Now again, we get back to not having an operable clock working on the field. Aikman should be trying to take some time off the clock, but he has no idea. It's out of his eyes, it's out of his mind right now. Cowboys are in wonderful field goal position, but there's a man who is our clock for the day, and I sure hope that his Timex holds up.
Something around 7.5 remaining in the ball game. 3rd and 5. Aikman, quick drop. Kelvin Martin. And he's got the 1st down at the 15-yard line and just about slipped the tackle of Darrell Henley.
Aikman has such a strong arm. Watch, just one step drop back and fire. And now Martin knows he has to run to get that first down. He does it easily.
At the 15-yard line, first down and 10. 294 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. That came on the first series for the Cowboys nearly 3 hours ago.
He likes playing against these Rams.
Looks left, pumps, goes in the corner, man open. Caught, out of bounds. Martin had it.
Well, on the play before, they threw the quick hitch out to Martin. This one's a hitch and go. He just runs out of real estate here. Left foot, nope, not even it close. Both feet were out of bounds by the time the ball got there. But here's the hitch and go. Right up the sidelines. Now that's not Gray's man. This is a safety man coming over, Newsom. And Aikman just leads him, what, about 6 inches too far to the outside.
6:12 remaining in the ball game. 21-21. Cowboys second down and 10 at the Los Angeles 15-yard line. Awald will start in motion to the left side. Aikman, post pattern inside to Martin. And that's a first and goal, Dallas at the 4-yard line. And that was on a string.
Well, Kmart's working these cornerbacks over pretty good now. This time, again, it's Henley. The quick post. Strong arm got all the way through Martin's hands to his body, but he held on, setting up the Cowboys first and goal at the 4.
Dallas drive has consumed 91 yards. This all began with a fumble recovery by Ken Norton after Cleveland Gary had it pop loose.
They've already driven 90 yards.
First and goal from the 4. Smith down near the 1-yard line. Well, the Cowboys came in with only 10 touchdowns on offense this year. 5 rushing and 5 passing. They had 2 more on returns. And now they're looking at a second down and goal from just inside the 2-yard line.
Well, it appears that that offensive meeting that the players had really is paying dividends because they're really clicking. Their offensive line is giving Aikman the protection, especially here in the second half. And he is playing by far his best game of the year.
And they are chewing on the clock. 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Oh, motion on the left side. Looked like it might have been Kevin Gogan, the left tackle.
False start, 72 offense.
Not Lewis Cheek.
Take a look on the right side of the screen here. And Cheek and Gogan are both lined up here. And that's Gogan that moved. He was the tight end on the play. It wasn't Lewis Cheek. So there. You had it right.
That 5-yard penalty brings the ball back just outside.
Also gets Gogan a rest on the sideline.
Sure does.
He has to go out, though, before he can go back to play his normal position for one play.
Cheek stays in there. Aikman in the corner. Martin up, incomplete. Coverage from Jerry Gray. Third and goal from the 6.
Boy, I question that play call there. Here you're going against the best cornerback for the Rams in Jerry Gray. Henley is having all kinds of trouble on the other side of the field. But Aikman and Shula decided to go against this Pro Bowler.
Now the Rams will make all kinds of defensive changes. The clock stopped with 4:34 remaining in the ball game. Third and goal from just outside the 5-yard line. Martin goes left. He works against Gray. Michael Irvin comes right. He's caught 2 touchdown passes today. In the corner, Irvin jumps. Henley knocks it away. 4th down.
Well, I think we're seeing the limitations of this Cowboy offense and some of the reasons why they haven't done very well this year. 2 straight plays, very similar plays. The Rams had them both covered. Irvin did an outstanding job of out-jumping the defender, Henley, but he just couldn't bring the ball in. It's a lot like R.C. Owens, the old alley-oop play.
That brings on the rookie from Kentucky, Ken Willis, who's a perfect 10 of 10 inside 40 yards this year to try and break the tie. Novacek will hold it. 23-yard field goal. Up and good, and Dallas is on top. A 23-yard field goal, and Jimmy Johnson's boys have a 3-point lead. Latter stages of the 304 yards and 3 touchdowns, and the Dallas offense that was averaging 237 per game, well above that today, 354. Cleveland Gary has led Los Angeles on the ground, but the Cowboys get their first points of the second half, break the tie after Gary's fumble. They go 89 yards in 12 plays for the Ken Willis field goal. 4:24 remaining in the game as we get underway with this kickoff. Delfino comes left. Darrell Johnston makes the initial contact at the 21. A 17-yard return, and Jim Everett starts on the field. Rams get it back, trailing by 3, 24-21. $58,000 plus the official attendance today. They have seen an excellent ball game, 24-21, with 4:17 remaining in the encounter. Flipper Anderson starts in motion wide right. Everett back to pass. Under a little bit of pressure, Damone Johnson makes the grab at the 25-yard line. Both teams have all 3 timeouts left, and Johnson makes his first grab. Gene Lockhart, middle linebacker of the Cowboys.
Yeah, he's got stuff hanging out of his shirt there. He's got pads. He's got tape. You know, there's a rule that says you can't slit your jersey like that unless you got real big guns.
There's the handoff to Gary. He is knocked down.
The Cowboys defense is fired up. That long drive by Aikman and company on offense has really given this whole team a belief that, hey, we're going to win this game, and they're going to win it with this drive here. They're going to shut the Rams down and force a punt. Of course, the Rams have something to say about it, but that's the feeling you get watching the Cowboys on the field.
Well, with somewhere around 4 minutes to go, 3rd and 6. 24-21, Everett back. Under pressure, Tony Talbert makes the sack. And it'll be 4th down, and the Rams will be forced to punt.
Well, this is Tony Too Small Tolbert. He's a big man on this play. Number 92 will be working against Irv Pankey, number 75. And he just tosses Pankey aside and gets in on the quarterback. Unusual to see Irv Pankey get beat like that. Fine play by Tolbert, 2nd year.
That's his 4th sack of the season, the 2nd sack of Everett today. English backed up at the 1-yard line. And the return is on all the way this time. A fine punt. Kelvin Martin at the 37. To the 45. Gets to the outside. Stams chases him down. But the Cowboys come out with good field position following a 17-yard return.
And our time is 2 minutes and 34 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. It's an old rule in football, Vern. The more you can do, the more valuable you are.
It's a good thing you could use that right arm for throwing, because as an artist, Bill Reynolds, the line judge, keeps the time. 2:34 remaining. Cowboys first down at the Rams 46. Aikman will keep it on the ground. Emmitt Smith goes left, his 18th carry of the day. And he's knocked down at the 41-yard line. Rams do have all 3 timeouts left. See if they want to stop the clock now. Yes, Frank Stam says, let's kill it. And Jerry Gray is injured on that last play.
Fine job by Smith realizing what's most important in this situation. It's not yardage, it's time. He went down before he went out of bounds and forced the Rams to use their first of 3 timeouts. And as it appeared, the Rams would have had to use a timeout because of this injury to Jerry Gray. Watch how Smith will break into the secondary here, and he could have picked up some extra yardage. Gray goes down, and Smith stays inside, not trying to outrun the pursuit, and keeps that clock rolling until the Rams use a timeout.
And good news for Jerry Gray and the Rams. He trots off by himself. may have been a cramp of some sort. But they need him on the field right now, though the Cowboys no doubt will try and run out more of the clock. Key drive was that last one when they used better than 5 minutes and 45 seconds in going for the field goal.
And that drive started when it looked like the Rams were going to go in for a touchdown. The big hit on Cleveland Gary by Lockhart. And then the next play, Ken Norton comes in, strips the ball from Gary, recovers the fumble, gives the ball to his offense, and then the big play by Aikman standing in the pocket, finding Awalt wide open over the middle.
Well, the clock was stopped for the injury and a timeout was not charged, but now we are told by those on the field that the Rams have used one of their timeouts. They've got 2 left. And Bob McElwee checks with Bill Reynolds. That's 60, of course, that you see on the side of the officials' jerseys, worn in memory of Dick Jurgensen, fine referee who passed away a month or so ago, National Football League referee. So every official in the league is wearing number 60 for the duration of the season. 2:22 remaining in the ball game. It'll be a second down for the Dallas Cowboys in search of their 4th victory of the season. Emmitt Smith, 19th carry. It'll be 3rd and 1 as Frank Stamms, number 50, makes the tackle. And the Rams kill the clock again. They'll have 1 timeout left.
Timeout. Los Angeles, number 2.
Well, John Robinson's team thought if they could win today and string together some kind of a end-of-season spurt, they might qualify for a wild card. These are up-to-date records now. And Washington and Philadelphia with 6-4 records have the edge. Green Bay is still playing this afternoon. New Orleans and Tampa Bay. And the Rams came in with a 3-6 record. If they fall to 3-7, they might lose any kind of hope of a wild card shot, and they've got a tough schedule coming up. They've got to play the 49ers twice. They've got New Orleans twice. They are at Atlanta and at Cleveland.
And what you have to remember about the wild card this year is that 3 teams will go in as wild cards. So you saw we put up 10 teams. There's only 1 team in the NFC that wasn't part of that graphic besides the 3 division leaders.
Right.
And that's the Phoenix Cardinals. So you have the 49ers, you have the Bears and the Giants. They're pretty much cinched to win their divisions. And then 10 other teams still have a shot at it. Although 1 team right now, these Los Angeles Rams, they're in deep trouble.
Third and less than a yard.
And this may be the play of the game right here if the Rams can stop it.
2:15 remaining in the ball game. And Emmitt Smith appears to have moved the chain. He got to the 35. And the Rams will be able to stop the clock just 1 more time, and then it will stop, of course, at the 2-minute warning.
Well, and the Rams should be stopping the clock right now before that 2-minute warning. But this is going to wind down right to it.
Yep, no indication yet.
This is a real mistake by the Rams not getting this timeout called before the 2-minute warning. They had plenty of time, too.
Wasted an opportunity, did John Robinson's team. They trailed, go and clog up the freeways.
That's not hard to do around
Not here. 24-21 with 2 minutes to go. The Rams can stop it 1 more time. The Cowboys have a first down at the Los Angeles 35-yard line. Emmitt Smith, 20 carries, 57 yards. And he's caught 4 passes for 118 yards in this ball game. They toss it to Smith. Good penetration from Fairnays. And the Rams will use their final timeout and stop it at the 37-yard line. He gets 1 more chance. Troy Aikman is the 5th quarterback this year to have a season-high passing day against the Rams.
Yeah, for a quarterback in trouble, it's kind of like going to Lourdes and getting cured. Play the Rams and you might as well, hang up a career day. Aikman threw 4 touchdowns last year against these Rams. Got 3 today.
And the Cowboys, Bill Bates. Be the first time in a while that they've had a pleasant plane ride home if they can hang on to this 3-point edge. 1:53 to go. The Rams cannot stop the clock. They are out of timeouts.
And this it's just over for the Rams because there's 45 seconds between each play. And if you remember back before the 2-minute warning, if the Rams call a timeout there, they have to force the Cowboys into 4 plays, and now there only have to be 3 after the 2-minute warning. A tactical error by the Rams, but that's the way their season's gone all year long. If there's something that's going to go wrong, you can almost bet on it. The Rams are going to find a way to have it go wrong.
Los Angeles is going to fall to 3-7. And they've got the 49ers twice, the New Orleans Saints twice, and road trips to Atlanta and Cleveland. Welcome those of you who watched Green Bay's 3-point win over Phoenix. We have an identical score here with the Dallas Cowboys breaking a 21-21 tie, a 23-yard field goal by Ken Willis. And the Rams cannot stop the clock. The Cowboys have a 4th down coming up, but they lead at 24-21. Our clock has malfunctioned through most of the game, so we're not certain how much time is left. 40 seconds, we believe. And on 4th down, the Cowboys will punt, or will they just, yes, they do send Mike Saxon on. 30 seconds remaining and the clock running. There's Mike Saxon.
They're going to take it all the way down and take the delay of game penalty. And now we'll be able to find out exactly how much time is left.
22 seconds.
Now, this makes me wonder why the Cowboys went into the fall down for the quarterback play twice in a row instead of trying to pick up the 1st down. I mean, we've seen so many times in this league things turn around in just an instant. You know the Rams are going to be trying to block this punt by Saxon. And if they do, there's plenty of time for the Ram offense to get down and at least get a field goal to tie it up.
16 seconds
now. We've had some
questionable
jobs being done here by the coaching staff. Questionable decisions.
Rams do take the penalty of 5 yards. And from the 45, Saxon is back. Saxon hurries and gets it away. Darrell Henley fields it, heads for the sidelines, and is out of bounds at the 23-yard line. And there are 7 seconds remaining in the ball game. 5 seconds, we are now told.
1 play is left in this ball game.
Yep. Bill Reynolds, who has had 7 seconds officially. You can see Bill Reynolds, at least if I can count, all the fingers and thumb on one hand and 2 on the other. That's 7.
Yes, it is every time.
Jimmy Johnson's team, 1-15 last year, and they're 7 seconds away from going 4-7 this year, and they've got all those draft picks in the next 2 seasons. Thank you, Mike Lynn and the Minnesota Vikings. Everett drops back. James Washington back to defend. Incomplete.
That'll do it.
Ball game is over. And for Jimmy Johnson and the Dallas Cowboys, a 24-21 victory. Troy Aikman, 304 yards, 3 touchdowns. And Emmitt Smith, 55 yards on the ground, 118 catching passes. Final score, 24.
How's David's playing?
He's given it up lately.
He shouldn't. He's too good.
Will win this game. It'll be up to a quarterback to lose it.
Well, Randy, is there any one area that a team enjoys a distinct advantage in?
Well, Dallas coach Jimmy Johnson told us yesterday, if you could tell me that I could get a draw with New Orleans' special teams, he says they're one of the best in the business. If I can play them even, I'll be perfectly happy with a draw.
New Orleans has won the coin toss and will receive. The Saints have won the last 2 matchups, but have yet to win here in Texas Stadium. Ken Willis, the only rookie free agent on the Dallas squad, will be kicking off out of Kentucky. not a particularly strong leg at all. 41 kickoffs, not one touchback. And Gil Finnerty and Vince Buck. There's Gil Finnerty back deep for the New Orleans Saints. A wet day here in Irving, Texas. Good football weather indeed, and we're underway. Finnerty from the 1. Across the 20. And Finnerty finally dragged out of bounds by Ron Francis. So the Saints will start with excellent field position, a 32-yard return. Steve Walsh returning to Texas Stadium for the first time since the trade, September 25th.